Arrested Development centers on the Bluths, a greedy and self-centered family at the head of a major real estate company. The family is thrown into turmoil when their patriarch and the CEO of the company, George Bluth, otherwise known as George Sr., is arrested for embezzling company funds, among other things. The family's one responsible child, Michael Bluth, is shouldered with the burden of keeping his family and the company afloat during his father's legal battle. The episode Top Banana starts with Michael visiting his father in prison. Michael would regularly visit his father to gather information to resolve a company issue or talk about the latest family catastrophe. During this visit, we see Michael reviewing his father's defense strategy while also worrying aloud about the increasing cost of the legal fees. While Michael is panicking about the company's financial and legal situation, George Sr. is completely relaxed, telling Michael that prison was the vacation that he was never able to take while he was CEO. As Michael continued to press him about where they were going to get the money for his defense, George Sr. responded slyly with,
"Always money in a banana stand."
The banana stand that George Sr. is referring to is the Bluth Frozen Banana Stand, which the family has owned for decades. It is located on the Newport Beach Pier, and it was the first of the Bluth's family businesses. Even though their real estate company was faltering, the banana stand was still thriving, continuing to sell frozen fruit to beachgoers year in and year out. Michael understood his father's cryptic comment as a suggestion to invest more time into the basics of the family business. Based on that understanding, he decided to take his father's advice and spend an increasing amount of time trying to expand the banana stand's business, while also managing the real estate company. He included his son, George Michael, in on this effort, making him the manager of the banana stand.
Wow, I'm Mr. Manager.
Well, manager. We would just say manager.
Michael encouraged George Michael to work long and grueling hours in the banana stand, the same way he did when he was young, to both help the family and to allow George Michael to take on more responsibility. Things go well for a while under George Michael. That was until his cousin pressured him to start playing fast and loose with the banana stand revenue, tempting him to use it to relax and go out for fancy meals. She convinced him using some admittedly sketchy accounting.
The number of bananas has to match the amount of money in here.
Oh, so it all has to even out?
Exactly.
Easy. Banana. Fuck.
George Michael soon realized the mistake he had made and how much trouble he was in. He felt that a better option than admitting his mistake to his father and letting him down would be to burn down the banana stand to hide his crimes. Michael was able to stop George Michael right before he went through with the act, but after a brief conversation, Michael realized that he had put too much pressure on his son and was partly responsible for their present situation. Michael cared about his son, and he wanted to have a relationship with him where they could be open and honest with each other, as opposed to the relationship that he and his siblings had with their parents, where Michael and his siblings resented George Sr. and their mother Lucille. Michael decided in that moment to show his son that their bond as a family came before anything else, and they shared what was a cathartic moment for the both of them, as Michael helped his son in setting the banana stand on fire and watching it burn. At the end of the episode, Michael is proud of himself as he goes in to visit his father in prison. He feels that by burning the banana stand down, he has not only taught his son a valuable lesson, but he has also reclaimed authority and independence from his father and his manipulative ways. When Michael triumphantly shared his experience with his father, George Sr. initially stared back in disbelief, and then in despair he informed Michael that the banana stand had $250,000 in cash lining its walls. When Michael, in a stammering response, says that he had no idea, George Sr. erupts in a rage with,
How much clearer can I say? There's always money in the banana stand! No touch it! No touch it!
I think we can all understand that important financial guidance should not be given via the wink-wink method. I also don't know how many of us have hidden cash stores lying around. Even so, there is an important lesson for us to learn here. How can you as a leader avoid the easy mistake of wrongly assuming that you and your people have the same understanding of the problem and the solution? The answer is to practice clear communication with your people. Every time I have seen a root cause analysis of any problem that an organization faces, poor communication is always one of the causes. Communicating with your people is one of the primary responsibilities you will have as a leader. Not clearly communicating compounds the already difficult job of completing basic leadership duties, such as delegating tasks to your people. It has been said that any order that can be misunderstood will be misunderstood. That is why whenever a leader distributes work to those in their organization, they must do so in an effort to ensure the work is completed. When directions are vague or imprecise, the foreseeable result is a frustrated leader who is confused as to why their vision is not being carried out how they imagined. On the other side, there will be a stressed out individual who is trying their best to deliver a result for their boss without truly understanding what is expected of them. The first thing a leader needs to do is to make sure that they truly understand what it is they are asking of their people. People absolutely take their cues from their leaders, and if the assignment is unclear, you can be sure the deliverable will be as well. Next, when delegating a task, you need to be detailed. If there are multiple steps, spell them out. If there's a hard deadline, let them know. And if you already have what the end product should be in mind, share it with your people. Ask them a few questions to gauge their understanding. This is where you as a leader can clear up any last-minute misunderstandings that your people may have when completing this assignment. Remember that you are ultimately responsible for the performance of your organization. So for your sake and the sake of your people, make the necessary effort to communicate clearly. Alright, I have a challenge for you from today's lesson. I want each of you to answer the question, do you ensure that your people understand the assignments they have been given? If so, how? Make sure to put your answer in the comments so that we can all learn from each other. Alright, till next time, keep on learning. Thank you for watching. Much of what I go over in my lessons can be found in my book, Mission First, People Always, which is available for purchase through the link in the description of the video. If you enjoyed today's video and want to watch more leadership lessons, then be sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel.